The headline was still blinding from the Thursday Star when Claudius Francis called and said he had the whole story. The straight-up host says the decision was made at the last cabinet meeting before the UWP celebrated its third year in government on Sunday. To hear him tell it, only one minister would really be left out in the cold. The other two would remain employed with the government, albeit in less grander capacities. Francis says one-time suffrage candidate and minister in the Education Ministry, Gaspar Shalmine, is no longer part of the UWP plan.
We are also understanding that Harish Rennie, the potential United Workers' Party candidate for the seat of Labrie, is being tipped to replace Gaspar Shalmine in the Senate. Of course, by recently announcing Senator Alan Chastney as the caretaker for the Soufriere seat, the Prime Minister virtually was discarding Gaspar Shalmine, and there was no need for Shalmine to remain in the Senate any longer.
Senator Tessa Mangal will no longer serve as Commerce Minister. Francis says she will take up a post in the UK that will allow her to pursue higher learning, her expressed desire.
Our sources also tell me that Minister for Commerce, Senator Tessa Mangal, will be relieved of her portfolio and will be placed at the High Commission in London as the Deputy High Commissioner. And she will be replaced in that ministry, Commerce that is, by Rudolph Francis, the person who was originally promoted as being the new Attorney General. Even further than that, Mr. Francis is now tipped to run the seat for the United Workers' Party. The Castries South seat, of course, Mr. Francis is from that area.
According to Francis, the SLP will finally get its wish in a new Attorney General. He says Dr. Nicholas Frederick has been handpicked for another job in the government.
Current magistrate in the south of the island, Andy Daniel, who is actually half-brother to Labour Minister Edmund Estefan, is going to be our new Attorney General. Of course, Mr. Daniel came to prominence, if one can call it that, in 2007, when he was the magistrate who dismissed the case against Deputy Speaker Marcus Nicholas the very first time it came before the courts. That would leave the current Attorney General out of the ministerial portfolio. Our understanding is that he is going to be the new Director of Legal Aid.
The government's press secretary would not confirm or deny any of the statements coming from the Star or Francis. Daniel Lebon would also admit that knowledge of such happenings were not within his purview. He would also clearly state that governance is dynamic and can be altered at any given time.
Decision making is something that's dynamic. It takes into consideration various options and considerations and conditions, and can change on a scale of hours, days or weeks, okay? Therefore, I simply, and bearing in mind what I've said a little earlier, I simply cannot go out on a limb and make any firm, declaration pertaining to that. Furthermore, the decision making pertaining to issues of that nature is not within my realm.
Francis did not indicate when the changes in the cabinet would take effect, but he expected it would be in the coming month. Carmi Joseph, HTS News, Channel 4.